Hey, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Shareece, and this was a requested video, and it really had me thinking, thinking about what to say and what kind of tips to give. But I really think I came up with something. But before I get started, I want to tell you the story of my not so good therapist, which wasn't really my therapist because I only saw her 2 times. So I think I recommend Sonder Mind, one of the places to look for a therapist and to get a better match than what you would find on BetterHelp. And I had a okay therapist the first time when I moved to Atlanta in 2019. She was more, mm, she was okay. I mean, she was okay. I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I didn't like that I could tell that she woke up right before she started seeing me, like just washed her face and just started talking. But that's like the perfectionism in me. I've really tried not to judge people. But when you're paying for a service, I think it's okay to have a certain level of standard. So that first therapist on Sonder Mind was okay. I just was focusing on a lot of career stuff. I was, wanting to expand my mind about money, all the things. The second one, because after I had taken a break, I came back. I was like, I want somebody who knows a little bit more about relationships. I'm in a new relationship. It wasn't that new, but I'm in a relationship and new things are happening. And I want some support around this. And so I found somebody I didn't find, right? I requested a new therapist. I think they gave me like 2 different people I could choose from. I picked the Black woman who had locks like me and scheduled on her calendar. So her calendar was open to schedule. I think she had a 10 o'clock and an 11 o'clock available. And when I sent her a message, right, so I already scheduled, and then I sent her a message or she called me, something happened. I told her it'll be over the phone. I don't know what it was. That the 10 o'clock slot is what I would like. Right. It's already been scheduled. And during that message, I think it was a message, she was saying that it wasn't available. And that was weird to me. I thought she went back and checked, but this is the beginnings of poor communication happening. So I show up at 10 o'clock because that's when I get the reminder for the message. And this lady is on the toilet in a bonnet. How do I know she's on the toilet? I can't see the toilet. I can't see her body, right? But I can see what looks like a bathroom, and she's sitting down in what looks like a bathroom. So she's on the toilet. And when she realizes that I'm on, why she wouldn't join without the camera on, girl, I don't know. When she realizes I'm on, she like jerks and like turns it upward and then turns off her camera and then asks for like a minute, whatever. So she gets herself situated, takes off her bonnet, right? She comes and she's presentable. She starts talking to me while she's walking, I guess, to her office or something. All of these things to me are yellow flags. I want to call them red flags because like Shareece from 5 or 7 years ago would have left the conversation. You wouldn't have got me to stay. I was not staying for the full hour because I just really just never gave people a chance. But no, Shareece was like, listen, I don't know what this is going through. She probably thought I was coming on at 11, whatever. She could probably still be really, really helpful. She didn't say anything bad, right? She's a master's level therapist. She knows theory. She's giving me, feedback and all that stuff. It was fine. It was enough for me to say, you know what? I'm going to give her another chance and schedule another session with her. And I schedule and she doesn't show up. Again, she thinks it's 11 o'clock. Why, girl? Why do you think it's 11 o'clock? So after that, I didn't respond to any of her messages. I was like, girl, I'm not dealing with this. Bye, gone. And so I know that's not like the worst therapeutic experience for somebody to have. Having already had 2 different therapists who changed my life, this is not that big of a disappointment. But I can only imagine if this was your first experience in therapy or something like this happened, I don't know, or something more harmful happened within month 2 or 3, that this would be something really difficult to move on from. And so I have some tips, especially having come from this not so good experience that happened months ago, and I have not found a new therapist, that I would like you to implement before you find another one in an attempt to move on from that experience. My number 1 is take a break from therapy. Okay. And maybe you haven't started therapy at all, but I don't necessarily believe everything happens for a reason, but I do believe in divine timing. We assign meaning to whatever happens in our life. And maybe it means you shouldn't find another therapist. Maybe it does. I can't really tell you that. That would have to be like an internal motivation that you're having. Like, was this just an experience that just happened and I still need to like work hard to find another therapist? Or should I take a break? I would encourage taking a break, especially if it's more than what I described from that lady. What if it really is like active harm? Like they gave you like really bad or harmful advice? I think it might be a good idea to take a break. Just take a break. My next suggestion is to tell someone what happened. One of the first things I did was tell my mother, can you believe this woman who looked like me did this thing to me? Can you believe it? Because we want people to validate our experiences and to give us feedback that, yes, it's atrocious. Yes, it's ridiculous. Yes, you deserve better. That's what we're looking for. So you have to pick somebody who cares about you, right? Who is going to understand and be empathetic, who believes in therapy and would understand why you would be disappointed from having a not so good therapeutic experience. Whether it's a friend, family member, or somebody from church or something who can give you that feedback into telling you, no, you're not crazy. Something really was wrong with that person and it should not have happened to you. My next suggestion is to explore self-help books and or videos. There are courses out there, right? There are free websites that give healing courses, self-guided courses. There are lots of books that operate like a course. They cost $12 or $24, but the book is giving you a lot of helpful information that you can reflect on and implement the things that it's saying in your life to get the desired change. So if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with low self-esteem, there are books on that. There are lots and lots of people who've written a book on that. And most of those people are saying the same thing. There are some people that I think are absolutely gifted and was channeling God when they created some of their books. But generally speaking, a lot of these books are saying the exact same thing, just in a different way. Find one that resonates with you and do what it says to do. And I do think you will see some improvement in your life. Maybe you need more support, right? So we'll get to what it might look like if you do look for another therapist. My next one is the hour that you would have had in therapy. And I know some therapists, they do 30, 40, 45-minute sessions. I do 55-minute sessions. So I do want you to think about that time that you generally would be setting aside to be in therapy, face to face with another person, that you're face to face with yourself. Schedule that 1 hour where you get it all out. Whether you write it all out, whether you talk about it in a mirror, whether you're reflecting in a workbook and, using the prompts to help you dive deeper. There are lots of workbooks. Like there's like a self-love workbook. I have a self-awareness workbook that I don't even know how I found, but if you're one of the first people to email me, if you really want a self-awareness workbook, send me an email to myspiritsoulsense@gmail.com and I will send you this workbook because it can be very helpful for you exploring yourself. And that can be life-changing because as you get to know yourself, you realize, what have I been accepting and what are the new things that I would like to accept, the goodness and wonderful things about life. And then if after all of this, self-work that you've done, taking the break, you still really feel like you would like some support, you would like some feedback, then go ahead and try again finding another therapist. I have a video called How to Pick a Black Woman Therapist or something like that, where I detail like the directories that you can go look at, but also what to look for in a therapist specific to their specialty and their therapeutic modality that can be helpful for you in the person that you're choosing. But I also include, like, you probably need to make a list of at least 10 people because times are different now. But I explain all of that in that video. I have it linked in the description box and in the comment section so that you can click on that and figure out if you really want to find a new therapist. Here's how I would recommend. Like, this is what I would do if I was looking for a new therapist. Going through the directories and really making sure that they are likely to be a good fit, and then having enough people on the list so that if they don't respond to me, like if a bunch of people don't respond to me, I'll at least get a few people who respond and have openings. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've had a not so good experience with a therapist, I'm so sorry, right? We're not all the same, okay? Some of us are highly ethical and really want to help our clients change their lives, but there are others who just found something to do. And so this is where we're at. So let me know if you have any questions, any comments. Share this with somebody who has had a not so good experience with a therapist and needs some help moving on. And thank you for watching.